And hey guys, Teen Fashion Tips here, back with another video. As always, thank you so much for the support in the videos, and I see you guys all the time. So let's hop into today's topic, which is how to pass your driver's test. Now, I see a lot of channels, men's fashion channels, they're not gonna really upload this because usually you're 16, around 15, 16, that you're gonna actually start getting to practice driving and getting your license. So I kind of wanted to pass that knowledge on, as I know that's probably one of the most stressful things you're actually going to face in your life, and probably your first big test outside of school. So with that, I want to get some knowledge from somebody who's had their license for about a couple of years now, and how I passed and how I did it with success. So number one is practice. Now this one sounds very obvious, but a lot of people think, oh, I just go out with my parents every once in a while and I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll do some practice, I'll drive around once a week, I'll do this. That's great. Any time behind the wheel will make you a better driver. But there's this topic called deliberate practice, which again works for everything, which you're actually focusing on what you need to do. So instead of just driving around with a mill, you're focusing on certain maneuvers. Are you focusing on boulevard turns? Are you focusing on parallel parking? Are you focusing on shifting if you're driving a manual? These things are important things that help you pass your test. And if you're just driving once a week for fun, sure, you might be a safe driver, but when it comes to the nitpick on the test, you will probably fail. So the first thing, of course, is practice. So you must practice the laws of the road, understand signs, and understand car control. So the first part is all completely physical. So your reaction time, your driving, your understanding. So first off, you actually have to have control of the car. So this means judging gaps between cars, judging gaps, knowing when to stop, reacting to lights, turning into the correct lane, doing that kind of stuff. So that's the most important thing to start with, is your physical skill behind the wheel. Now, to up this physical skill, sure, you can drive with your parents, but the issue is the test is really nitpicky on what you do. So the best thing is to hire, if you can in your area, a driver trainer to go around areas on the test, just to practice and get used to that area, because there's certain things you need to know. Now, number two is in your head. Now, this might sound counterintuitive, but even though driving is a physical thing, a lot of it is in your head. This means gauging reactions, knowing the rules of the road, not getting stressed out, not being nervous. Because we know you're going to be nervous going into the test, but if you're nervous, you're probably going to make stupid mistakes, and you make stupid mistakes and you fail, just like that, and it's all over. Not only is it dangerous to be nervous and scared and not paying attention on the road, you could hurt yourself or others, but you also probably fail. So you absolutely must pass the knowledge course. You have to know that kind of stuff. You got to know the signs, speed limits, school zones, wherever you are, whatever the rules are. You have to know which lane to turn in, turn where you need to go, those kind of stuff. So the main thing is that you need to understand the rules of the road and how to cooperate as a citizen on the road. So no speed limits, know this. Everything you do on the road is being checked by that person who is assessing you. So if you are speeding, you will fail. If you turn into the wrong lane, you will fail. If you don't obey stop signs or lights, you fail. So knowing the rules of the road is just important as car control and car skill, because you can be super skilled with a car and be a race car driver, but if you don't stop for a stop sign, you're gonna fail. So third is location. Now, depending where you live, there are certain hard parts to drive in. So for me in Canada, there's a few parts that the roads are really bad and signs are incorrectly marked. I would not take my test there. The first time I went, I took a test there and I failed purely just because of the poor placement of signs. So location. So if you go to somewhere, because driver's tests for me, at least personally, are believed, and where I'm from, where we have government controlled insurance, is that essentially it's made for profit. So they want you to fail to make profit on the test, to spend another $30 to retake the test. So with that in mind, what you should do is go to a location that you're either familiar with or you know is easier to drive in. So this means you won't get stuck in traffic during rush hours. Say there's a big sports game near a stadium and you're taking a test near a stadium. That's going to be a crazy mess trying to take a driver's test near a sports stadium before game day. So pick a location that's easy, and then once you've selected that location, this ties into the first one, go practice. If you do not practice in that location, you may miss things such as school zones, speeds, that kind of stuff. So keeping that in mind, you have to get that location correct and make sure you know that location and practice there. My final tip now. The final tip is probably the most important, is just relax. I know I said about nervousness before in your head, but actually you have to relax. My biggest gripe after I failed my first test was I got stressed out and I gave up driving for a little bit. for about a month or two, and then I just was stressed and scared to try because I knew I was just going to fail again. I didn't have any accidents. All I did was speed in an area. I went 10 over and I failed. So I didn't do anything per se dangerous or that would make me never want to drive again. But I immediately after I failed, I took off, no practice, and I stopped for a little bit. And the issue with this is, one, my skills got rusty. Two, I put it off and I kept just putting it off. And three, I got in my own head. So if you get in your own head, you're going to start failing. You're going to be thinking, so before you're even starting the test, you're thinking about how you're going to fail it instead of thinking of how you're going to succeed. So you have to be confident in yourself. That's the main thing. If you are not confident, you probably will not pass, because confidence exudes out. And if that person sitting in the passenger seat senses you aren't confident and feel like you're going to trash, they're not going to let you on the road, because more than likely, if you're not confident, you're second guessing yourself. And driving, there is no second guessing. If you second guess yourself, you may get hit or hurt somebody. So knowing that in mind, I want to thank you guys for watching. And just remember, if you have a driver's test coming up soon, comment down below and I'll wish you luck. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed this video.